with a reach in, trying to pick his pocket. Draws contact instead. Searles with his first. Ben Olsen checking back in for Jackson. Mount Vernon having Spencer Dutton, number 1, check in for the first time tonight. And Kane Kress, number 13, one of their starters, went back into the game. Olsen almost with a steal there, knocks it out of bounds.
One thing about the Jackson Timberwolves here is that Coach Steve Johnson pretty much runs all these kids in here, as we see. I think Grayson coming in right now for Searles. He runs a full bench in there.
Yeah, Grayson, a 6'1" senior. You know, you can run a full bench, and one, when you have a lot of talent, two, when you get big leads. And Johnson has the luxury of doing both. Calvin, nice move down low. 6 points all here in the second quarter. 30-14 is our score. 5:39 to go, first half. Traveling called, and all of a sudden Mount Vernon putting on a little bit of a run. 4 straight points, and they'll look to extend upon that right now as Joe Capone comes in. He had 4 points in the first quarter. And we're back on. Todd Elvick, you are amazing, sir. we might have to
I don't know what that was all about. It had something to do with the codec I was using. I was trying to compress it a little bit more than we should be. So
gotta thank our pal Scott Oshman, one of our colleagues, for notifying us of the issue there. No shot. They're going to say the foul came before the whistle.
Well, that was really bad timing on my part because I've been talking with the I got an email back from Arena Sports, and they might want to have something to do with us. But I told them to go out and watch tonight, and that's just great.
They'll see plenty of those. We've had an action-packed second quarter for those who are just getting us again as we were off the air for a couple minutes. Each team's with 8 points here in the quarter. Chase Calvin for Mount Vernon coming alive. He's got 6 points here, all in the quarter. Isaiah Brown also with a layup. Jackson was up 30-10 a minute ago. They were Capone.
He got fouled, so he'll go to the line.
And also Kevin Hahn, 4 points in the quarter for Jackson. And Jalen Searles has 4 points as well. Going to get that foul on Sammy Oliver, his first. Capone at the line shooting 2. First one up and in. One more shot to come.
And he breaks the streak.
Broke the streak, but they got an offensive board, and Ben Olsen takes it out on that right wing and says, you know what, we're going to slow it down just a bit. Cora back to Olsen into the lane, fires it high off the backboard.
He had to make a little loopy-loop move because he knew he was going to get fouled there. He wasn't going to go straight in.
Did what he needed to do to get to the line, and he's going to have a shot at 2 free throws here. And Oliver with his second foul, both coming on this possession. (31-14), make it 32-14. Olsen 3 for 3 at the line tonight. 10 points for the game. Fans doing a little 3-2-1. I think it's positivity is what I heard. Well done, guys. 33-14 is our score. Jackson leading by 19 here at home. Calvin, hot hand here in the second quarter. The hand might have cooled off just a little bit there. Fires that one over the cylinder. Hoiby into the lane, a little bit reckless, goes from right to left. Wisely slows it down a little bit. Korab over to Grayson, back to Olsen up on top. Working that clock down a little bit, no rush. Hoiby, baseline, Grayson, 12-foot floater, good. Nice job by the Timberwolves there. All 5 players touching it on that possession.
Was that like almost a non-look pass by Hoiby there?
A little bit of a non-look for him. He knew exactly where his player was going to be. You can tell when these guys have a lot of practice together. Hoiby's going to pick up his second foul on the press. 6th team foul on the Timberwolves, so one more will put Mount Vernon into the bonus. Jackson already at the bonus with 7 fouls against Mount Vernon in the first half. And we still have 4:17 to go here in the second quarter.
And we got Christian Liddell in for Hoiby there after that little exchange.
Yeah, Liddell with 7 first quarter points. See if he can add to that. Baseline, Korab blocks it out of bounds. Nicely done. Forbes trying a few different moves there. A spin move.
How you say it, Korab?
Yep.
We want to do a shout out to his family that's watching from Hurricane, Utah.
Hurricane, Utah. We'll have to look that one up later, find out where that's at. Nice job by Grayson.
There must be a ridge out there. I've heard of Hurricane Ridge, right?
Grayson looked like he was on his way to Hurricane, Utah. They're traveling down the south end of the floor. Couldn't quite save that ball as Ethan Chapin comes back into the game. Well, we welcome all the folks from Hurricane, Utah, and wherever else you might be watching tonight. Watching Wesco 4A basketball. This is a Mount Vernon team that's much better than they've been in years past, and they show it right there. Nice floater from Kress. He now has 4 points. Point I was about to make was that this is a team that is not going to necessarily go away easy. This is a Mount Vernon squad that 2, 3, 4 years ago, maybe if you drew out a 19-point lead in the first half, it was game over. This is a team that has the potential to fight back. Liddell, 3-ball misses it. Korab, nice job. Tries to save it and does before it goes out of bounds to Grayson. They're going to slow things down a bit.
You're absolutely right. The Bulldogs can come back to this game, and just a matter of whether they get the hot hand or not.
Korab, first field goal of the night. Goes along nicely with the 2 free throws he had in the first quarter. 3-ball on the other end, left it short. That was Forbes with the shot. Capone with the rebound. Jackson already with their largest lead of the evening, looking for more. Olsen floats into the lane, draws contact, and he will head back to the line for 2 more free throws. As Kress picks up his first.
Well, let's see if Olsen can keep his streak going here. Oh, I jinxed
So
him.
you had to say something, didn't you?
I jinxed him.
We want to thank Scotty for giving us a heads up.
I'd already thanked Scotty a moment ago,
that's
too.
right.
So.
Yeah.
He deserves 2 thank yous for that one.
Yeah, I'll
Scotty
thank him too. It can be 3.
The funny thing is I had no indication whatsoever in the software that something was going haywire.
That's unusual. Fans didn't think that was helpful for Ben to miss 2. What's going on, Ben?
Olsen misses 2 shots, and we have software issues. It's a full moon tonight, or maybe it is anyway. Liddell. Nice pass from Olsen. Draws more contact, and once again, Jackson's going to step back to the free throw line with another 2 free throws attempt.
This is Christian Liddell's first attempt from the line tonight. Probably won't be his last.
No, I don't think so either. Gets the first one to go, and unofficially I've got Jackson right now at 10 for 12 for the evening from the free throw line. Ron, I'll let you count that up to see if my finger math is any good. Count that one as well. Liddell 9 points here on the evening. 23-point lead for Jackson. Team with lofty goals, helping to win the Wesco 4A regular season title.
11 for 14 is what I got, Jackson.
Ball's tipped away. Spin move into the lane. Calvin will put up a 9-foot floater. Gets that one to go. Give Chris the assist on the play. Calvin with 8 points, all here in the second quarter. We're now down to 2:12 remaining in the first half. 39-18, Jackson lead. Searles for 3, hits it! 42-18, Jackson continuing to build on a very impressive first half lead.
Jackson not afraid to shoot the 3-ball, and Ben's going to get called for that.
Ben did not like that one at all. He thought he got all ball. The body of Dutton kind of following through, made contact, and I think Ben felt he had a clean pick on that player, at least knocked the ball away. I don't know if he would have picked it or not. He hit it into the backcourt. Ben's going to take a seat with 2 fouls as Nick Sissom comes into the game.
Well, we'll see who picks up the slack on the 3-pointers. Ben had 5 of them in the last game against GP, so we'll see what he does.
When you're up by 24, you may not even need a 3-pointer right now. And they missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Calvin, nice job of hustling to the ball. He's able to beat Kevin Hong over to the spot. Steve Johnson letting his team know about it. Said you guys just didn't block out right. Holland with only his first foul of the game. Jackson for having 8 fouls against them. They're doing a nice job of spreading the fouls around. Hoiby and Olsen each have 2, and another missed front end of the 1-and-1. Gives Jackson a little bit of a reprieve there. 1:37 to go here in the half. Pony letting things set up themselves right now. No need to rush. 15 seconds to go on the shot clock. Searles, right side, floats it up.
Yep, got grabbed.
Jackson getting very familiar with that free throw line tonight. They're going to step back there for 2 more shots here. And Kress picks up his 3rd foul. First shot by Searles in. Not only do you have to try to come back and overcome a 25-point deficit right now, as Searles hits the second one, making it a 26-point deficit. You've got Kress with 3, Oliver with 2, Chapin with 2. Oh, they were going to say no basket, lane violation on.
Oh, really?
Called against
I
Jackson.
didn't see that. Well, it's not impossible to do. I think GP was down like 16, 15, or 16 at the half.
Yeah, 35-20, right.
And they came back and got it within, well, they tied it up with like a minute to go, you know.
I think that was mostly because the fouls that Jackson was doing early on caught up with him a little bit later.
I think you're absolutely right, and that's the thing that Jackson's been able to avoid tonight. Mount Vernon, I think, with, 4 free throw attempts tonight, Ron? Is that right?
4, yeah.
2 for 4?
Yeah, 2 for 4.
So a vastly different game in that regard, whereas Glacier Peak, I know after the first half, had, 16 points from the free throw line alone.
Yeah. Different ball game for sure.
And we'll be curious to see how Steve Johnson's team comes out in the second half. He's going to remind those guys at halftime, don't get too complacent yet. You had a big lead on Friday night, and you almost blew that one. You might just put their foot down a little bit in that early third quarter. The ball gets tipped away. Mount Vernon coming away with it with 1:07 to go.
They might want to make a little statement anyway.
Other thing you got to keep in mind this week, it's a busy week for a lot of teams around here. Everybody's making up games, a lot of 3-game. Mount Vernon, this is the first of 2 games for them this week.
Well, they kind of have a gauntlet because they're at Glacier Peak on Friday.
That's going to be a huge game for them.
Well,
which will be there too.
Jackson's got 2 also. So
yeah.
they've got Cascade on Friday night, and that will round out the first round robin of the year for Wesco 4A. Under a minute to go here. Calvin kicks it into the corner. It's Dutton. Finds a cutter to the basket. That was number 10, Johnston.
Yeah.
And he gets hacked going into the lane. He'll step to the line for 2.
I noticed Dutton down there in the corner is getting that arm in the chest, and they're kind of letting him get away with that as they dribble across. That a lot of times they'll call that hand and chest push-off, and so far not happening tonight.
Letting them play through it so far. They're certainly calling their share of fouls, though. We've had 19 already here in the first half as Johnston hits the first free throw. One more to come here. Misses it. Rebound coming down into the hands of Sissom. Jackson going to see if they can hold Mount Vernon under 20 for the first half, while trying to build on the lead right here. 31 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Hahn, 14-foot floater off the backboard. Comes off the rim, bounces off. Calvin with the rebound. Mount Vernon pushing on the other end. Into the corner. Chapin hits the side of the backboard, gets his own rebound. Thought about another 3, pulls up. Corner of the free throw line, leaves it well short and on the side.
That's like almost a brick shot on that one.
2 brick shots for him on that possession.
Yeah.
8 seconds to go here.
He thought too much about it.
In the half. Liddell into the lane, a runner, good! Christian Liddell, 4 points here in the quarter, 11 for the night. Jackson with their biggest lead of the evening on that final bucket. 45-19 is our score at halftime. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get you ready to go for the second half. We'll see if Mount Vernon can hang in there and try to come back against this tough Jackson Timberwolves team. You're watching STSPN.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at GNS.
Here, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
As records tumbled and enemies cried, came the birth of a legend. But we did not sleep. We did not rest. With knowledge gained and lessons learned, a legend was born to search and destroy. Respect the beast, but don't wake the monster.
1945 here at the Den. Great year that was, huh? End of World War II that year. Nice victory for the United States. A nice victory, or so it appears, for Jackson tonight as they lead Mount Vernon by 26 here coming out of the half. And Ron Henthorne, why don't you give us a rundown on the scoring totals for the first half?
Great segue there for the 1945. 45 points for Jackson tonight. 11 of them by Christian Liddell, who's working on his average pretty good. Kevin Hahn with 4, Searles with 8, Korab with 4, Ben Olson with 11, Grayson with 2, and Capone filling it out with 5. And quickly for the Bulldogs, Johnson 1, Chris 4, 4, Calvin 8, Oliver 2. And that'll do it for those 19 points there tonight. Let's see what happens out of the locker room as Ben Olson takes things here for the Timberwolves.
Jackson with the first possession of the half. Capone going right in strong, lays it up and in. We talked about it during the second quarter. It would be curious to see how Jackson comes out after playing a little bit flat during the second half the other night against GP, and it's a nice start to the third period of play. First points off the first possession. I should point out, this is a Mount Vernon team that doesn't shoot threes real well either. 27% as a team this year. And you can't even get up a shot. You can't even get a three-point attempt there when you're turning the ball over. They're going to get an offensive foul called against them. Calvin picking up his second foul.
Who'd they call it on?
Chase Calvin, number 21.
Oh.
First foul of the half. Jackson already with their largest lead of the evening. Liddell thought about the three. Goes out to the left, fires one up, bounces off the front of the rim. Goes up high into the air, was hoping for a fall in towards the basket. Unfortunately for him, falls away. Olson with a steal on the other end, looking to go into transition. Liddell, corner shot, in and out. Capone, offensive board, goes back up, lays it in.
Capone's strong under the basket there tonight. So
another offensive board for him. He has 9 points for the game. A little floater there from Spencer Dutton, his first points of the night. 49-21 is our score. It's like a football score there all of a sudden.
That should have been a travel double dribble shot.
Nice job of swinging it out. Oh, the little trick shot there from Hoiby into the lane. Knew he was getting fouled. Threw it up over his head there. Couldn't get it to go down into the basket, but he does draw contact and he'll step to the line as Sammy Oliver picks up his third foul. Oh, Hoiby lucky to catch rim on that one. Looked like that shot might have slipped out of his hand there a little bit. He had a big smile on his face like he knew it too. Doesn't matter if you're down by 2 or up by 28. You don't want to airball the free throw. And make sure he doesn't on this one. Gets it to bounce off the rim onto the backboard and into the hoop.
A little bit of rattle up there.
Hoiby with his first point of the evening. Half-century mark right now for Jackson. 50-21 is our score. Again, both these teams playing in less than 48 hours. Schedule changed this year. It used to be Tuesdays and Fridays for the boys basketball teams. Nice spin move into the basket there for Oliver. 4 points. And we're now going to a Wednesday, Friday schedule as the boys and the girls flip-flop this year. Might change the way you see rotations going in a later part of the game. If you've got a larger lead, you might start subbing a little bit sooner than you normally would.
That doesn't happen every time, though, because the girls play sometimes on Friday nights as well.
Well, the girls are Tuesday, Friday primarily. The boys are Wednesday, Friday.
Oh, okay.
And in the past, it was always the other way around.
Oh, Tuesday,
Isaiah
Thursday,
Brown.
yeah.
Yep. Something that Wesco's doing this year. They kind of rotate back and forth out of fairness. Capone up on top. Olson, 3. Count it! Ben Olson, his first points here of the second half. 14 points for the evening. 53-25, 28-point lead for the Timberwolves. Spinning into the lane. Brown missing the shot. Jackson wasting no time to get it to the other end. Liddell floated that one just a little bit over to the right of the target. Hit the rim, it bounced off. And we're gonna get a whistle here after the attempted shot. Korab picking up his first foul.
Oh.
Again, Wesco 4A, 8 teams, so everybody plays each other twice. It's a 14-game league. Top 5 will make it into the bi-district this year. So Wesco and Kinko will be joining forces for a 12-team tournament.
Wow.
Top 5 going to the Super Regionals. Nice job by Brown to get to the lane.
Somebody messed up there because he had a wide open layup.
Kick basketball. Now coming into the night, Jackson with a 5-0 record. Mount Vernon and Glacier Peak each 4-1. Mariner 3-2. Kamiak 2-3, and they actually play each other tomorrow night. And then behind them, you've got Lake Stevens with 1 win. Monroe with 1 win, and Cascade 0-5 on the year thus far. So again, top 5 make it.
Who's Glacier Peak playing tonight?
Glacier Peak is playing, let's see here.
I think Cascade or somebody like that, huh?
No, Cascade's at Monroe tonight as that ball's knocked out of bounds. I guess we'll have to kind of go through and do process of elimination.
I'll take a look here.
Oh, there it is. Capone for 2.
Capone, 6 points in the half for him.
Easy inbounds play on there to
Glacier Peak, Mount Vernon playing each other. Oh, that's right, Mariner. So Mariner's got back-to-back games this week because they're playing Kamiak tomorrow at Mariner. That could be a really good game, the Battle of the Mukilteo School District. And that could be a game that ultimately might decide a final playoff spot down the road. It's a Mariner team that's very improved this year. Trevin Dillon, the Mariner alum, coaching at his alma mater and doing very well.
Mariner beat these Bulldogs here last Friday night, so they're
Beat them by, was 11 or 12? 58-46, right?
Yeah, 58-46.
Liddell getting called for his second foul. And Kamiak on any given night can go off a little bit. Charlie Powers, we've seen him put up some big games along with some of his teammates. And yeah, that's a 7:45 start time if anybody wants to head on over to Mariner High School. And you guys are broadcasting the game tomorrow, correct? Girls game.
No,
you're taking tomorrow night off. Then.
We canceled tomorrow nights because it was just.
So you get to see your family for an evening.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've been going like every night, solid except for Sunday.
You're the real MVP. You should be wearing the Adrenaline fundraising shirts, my friend.
Yeah.
As Capone picks up his second foul, it's going to put Calvin on the line for 2. He makes the first.
Because we did wrestling on Saturday.
That's right, the Panther Classic.
You were there.
I was there. I was broadcasting with you.
Yeah, you did that. Huh?
He did the
sideline reporting.
Yeah, and that was great. That was really.
We had a lot of fun with that one.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, you like that?
I was not complaining, which is good. You don't want me doing play-by-play in wrestling. I've done that before, and it doesn't necessarily go very well. I'll be honest. It's we're gonna get a double dribble call there.
Oh.
Turnover back to Jackson.
Jackson turnover and turn around, turn it back
30-second timeout. Are we going to keep it here for a moment?
Sure.
So, Todd Elvick, let me just ask you, is there a sport you haven't done yet as a production guy, as the founder and the
ping pong,
the CEO of STSPN? Would ping pong ultimately be what you want to do? No. Hey, ABC Wild World of Sports used to do it. What was it back in the early 70s? The U.S., China, I think they had a world match of some sort that was.
Yeah, I think we're going to do a big track meet in April this year.
You guys have done track before, though, haven't you?
We have.
We've done it on, yeah.
It was, and it's always kind of a challenge because track's all over the place.
That's just it. Track, you almost have to, if you can set up multiple cameras, great. If you can't, you pretty much
that,
just have to hope
our
you can
plan.
zoom in and hit everything in different spots with.
We're going to need you down the field on
the
track.
Throwing pits and everything else. It's a little crazy.
We'll need you down the field with track.
We've got some great track meets around in this part of the state, too, in this Snohomish County. And certainly always when districts come around in the springtime, those are always fun. Korab into the lane, kicks it out to Olson. 3-ball, hits it! Olson with 3 trays on the evening, his second one of the half. Give him 17 points for the evening, 58-28 score.
He's working on his average.
Shot blocked by Korab, but he's going to draw contact, or
I think so.
Is the connector, I should say. He's going to send Mount Vernon to the line. Korab with his second foul of the night. And Scotty Forbes, who has yet to score this evening, will get 2 attempts to break that streak right now.
And they need them both.
First one up and in. Jackson right now doubling up Mount Vernon 58-29 as a couple of different players checking in. As Kane Kress with his 3 fouls. Number 13 comes back into the game for Mount Vernon. Second free throw by Forbes is up and in. 58-30 is our score. Yeah, Friday night, STSPN back at it again. Glacier Peak versus Mount Vernon. It's going to be over at GP, correct?
Yep. We switched it out of the game. Switched that game over because we thought having the 2 second-place peoples playing is going to be a good game.
Chance for Mount Vernon to potentially rebound after this one tonight.
Look at
Forbes,
that 3-ball.
Long 3-ball, bounces off the back iron. Searles comes away with it. Batted away by Brown. Count that one. Long 2-ball on the line. Kress has got 6 points tonight, 2 in each of the first 3 quarters. 58-32 score, 2:29 to go here in the third quarter. Point out if you're a Jackson fan, Todd Elvick, as I reach for my schedule here, you guys are doing a number of Jackson games down the stretch this year too.
We're going to do the Jackson GP game later again this year.
We've got 3 of them coming up here in the regular season. That's before we even get to district play. Ball's batted away. Calvin grabs it. GP at home against Monroe on January 25th. That's a Friday night. The following Wednesday, 3-ball up, missed. Searles jumped a little too early there. However, Hoybe able to come away with it for Jackson. Out to Searles, 3. Tried to bring rain down with that one, missed it. A couple of boards down low by Hoybe. Gets fouled on the second time around, and he's not gonna go to the line. That was a non-shooting as Kress picks up foul number 4. Yeah, so then we look January 30th. That's a Wednesday night, and that should be one thriller of a game. Jackson versus Glacier Peak. Friday night, those 2 teams came right down to the wire before Jackson pulled it out. And then finally, on Friday, February 1st, Jackson's last regular season home game of the year, they will be hosting Cascade, the Bruins, the Brew Crew.
Yeah, I would say that there's a pretty good bet that game will change.
Okay, so you could flex out like NBC does with Sunday Night Football.
Yeah. We have a few flex games when it starts getting closer to the end of the season, and we see there's going to be some good games and some. We can't say that it won't be a good game, but we have to make judgment calls.
Tim Boyle just texted in and says it looks good now. I'm assuming he means the clarity of the picture in the broadcast, and he's not talking about us.
Ben Olsen just picked up his 3rd foul of the night down there.
Calvin down low. Capone's going to pick up a foul here, his 3rd. He's going to send Calvin to the line. Calvin will attempt to become the first Bulldog tonight in double digits. Sitting at 9 points right now, make it 10.
Right on. Two for 3 from the line. Let's see if he can make it 3 for 4. He does.
Indeed, he does. Always good to be here at the Den. We always enjoy the atmosphere. Fans are not the biggest crowd we've ever seen from Jackson tonight, but nonetheless, they're having a good time. Like we said, they're
a lot of adults here, and as you look across, if you can see that on the camera, a few students on the other side from Jackson, but not very many Mount Vernon students came down to the game tonight.
Nice reverse there. Oh, Hong can't get that one to fall. Yeah, spirited tonight. It's theme night. It's pajamas.
Boy,
displaying good sportsmanship. We've heard some of the chants. They've all been positive. Floater from 12 feet out, misses by Kress. Calvin coming away with the rebound. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Air ball's a fadeaway shot. Nice job by Olsen. Gets himself up in the air, recognizes the fact he's got nowhere to throw the ball. He's getting ready to land out of bounds and throws it off of Kress's body, giving the Timberwolves another possession here with 45 seconds to go. Searles double team from behind there. Isaiah Brown knocks it away. Looks to go the distance and does. Mentioned it earlier. He averages close to 17 points per game. Put a part of that on display right there. He now has 10 for the night. All of a sudden, Mount Vernon making a little run here.
Now Jackson's kind of been trying to set something up, and then they haven't taken really good shots really yet.
Yeah, Mount Vernon 8-2 run in the last 90 seconds or so. There we go. Searles thought we might see an amazing dunk there and decides to go a little conservative with it, and rightfully so.
Yeah, he thought about it, but he also thought.
Buzzer shot by Brown.
He also thought if he does that right in front of Johnson and doesn't make it, he's going
to be a long walk back to the bench, isn't it? We are heading into the final quarter of play. 62-36 is our score. Jackson out comfortably in the lead, and you are watching STSPN.
You know, I've been wanting to buy this truck and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership. Well, Raritan's of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go. It looks like it's here right now. I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Raritan's of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Raritan's of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
And we are back here at the Den, Jackson High School, fourth quarter. Tom Friel in the house. Hall of Fame Snohomish County referee, sitting on over there taking some notes, no doubt.
Yeah.
Just got a nice little shout out over the PA system. We'll have to show Tom this later on. We've had Tom on the Prep Sports Weekly show on a couple of occasions, very active in the high school sports community around here, working with the Washington State Referee Hall of Fame. I know I butchered that name. I'm not sure exactly what the association is, but Friel, very active in that and a great guy to boot. So good to see Tom in the house tonight, watching a little basketball. And always wonder with those guys if they're watching the 10 guys on the court as much as they're watching the 3 zebra stripes. No doubt, I'm sure watching more refereeing than anything else. A long 2 there. Sammy Oliver stepping just inside the line.
I would have given 3.
Just to make it a little more interesting here.
Yeah,
huh?
he deserved it.
62-38 is now our score. You mentioned it right at the beginning of the broadcast, Ron. This is a Jackson team that can put up some big numbers. They're slowing things down a bit right now. Nice job by Hahn to get a couple of guys in the air. Gets over to Searles. Searles drives into the lane, tries to scoop it up between his legs and loses the ball but draws contact on the play.
Was he really trying to do a trick shot there?
I think he just was a little out of control and thought he was trying to do something to save face at the end there. 84 points is the most that Jackson has put up this year so far. That came back on December 19th against Mariner. 84-66 score. Christian Liddell.
His first points in the second half here.
Getting his team that much closer to that 84 mark. I'm not sure he's going to hit it tonight, but something to talk about when you've got a 27-point game with under 7 minutes to go, and that's exactly where we are right now. 3 ball on the other end. Shot is missed by Oliver. Liddell knocks it into the hands of Olsen. Searles.
What? He got pushed a little bit there. That was a nice little move, wasn't it?
He's an interesting player to watch. I mean, he's
deceptive.
He's very athletic. He's lanky. He's got those long limbs.
Yeah.
On any given play, you start to, as soon as you see him elevate, you kind of wonder if you're not going to see something out of the ordinary. And this particular time, all you see is a player going to the free throw line. Going to call that foul.
He's still a growing boy. I think Searles put a little more meat on that body, and
if he's growing still, if he can do it over the next year, I think Steve Johnson's going to be very happy as he hits the 2 free throws.
Was he a sophomore or junior?
Junior.
Yeah. He'll fill out a little bit next year and work out maybe and get on the weight machine a little bit.
67-38. Ball shot in the corner. Capone sends that one against the wall. Almost coming out of nowhere there. It looked for a moment like Sammy Oliver was going to have a nice open look in the left corner. Capone steps out. Now we're going to get a long 3. Count it. Scotty Forbes saw his buddy over there in the corner get his shot blocked. He said, you know what? I'll step about 5 feet behind the 3-point line. Nobody's blocking me here. He's able to connect with a 3.
Yep. Forbes is going to get his foul, too.
All right, calling out Searles. Nice job by Forbes. Knocked the ball away. Searles, recognizing that he had just lost control, tries to reach back to get it, and in the process hits Forbes. Searles is going to get called for his 3rd foul of the game.
You got our schedule over there, Ronnie?
Broadcast schedule? Yeah.
Free throw by Forbes, up and in. Todd Ilvik, we got to figure out how many hours you put in this fall so far, or fall, winter, I should say. Basketball season's been a little crazy for you as Forbes misses the 2nd free throw shot. Done basketball tournaments, basketball games, a wrestling invitational last Saturday. We haven't done ping pong yet, as you mentioned earlier.
Oh,
Searles is tall, but he's not that tall. Hong sails that pass well over his head.
Well, one game we're looking at changing is this Monroe-Jackson boys game. we're trying to get in at Marysville to do the crosstown rivalry between Getchell and
Getchell and Pilchuck. That's a game that is going to be a little bit more heated than normal too. As
it might be a heated game.
A lot of folks know two of Getchell's top players returning from last year, Ethan Jackson and Cameron Stordahl, both transferring to Pilchuck in the offseason. And I know for a fact the Getchell folks weren't too happy about that. Olsen up ahead to Hong, lays it up and in. And there is nothing Getchell would like more this year, more so than probably even going to districts. They would love to beat Pilchuck in that game. The only time they're going to play this year, other than potentially in districts. Shot is blocked by Capone, but on the play, Brown is fouled and will go to the line.
Capone's going to pick up his 4th foul, I think.
Is that game at Pilchuck, do you know, or is that
it's at Getchell?
It's at Getchell, wow. Getchell led by Malachi Knight, who's only a sophomore. Phenomenal basketball player, even better baseball player, I'm told. I haven't seen him play baseball yet, but was already verbally committed. And again, keep in mind he's relatively early in his sophomore year. Already committed to playing baseball at Oregon State down the road. Shot was missed. But he is a terror on the basketball court as well. Starting for them as a freshman last year at the point. And of course, Marysville Pilchuck. Conversation always starts with the Raekwon battle. We saw him get 25 against Malik Terrace on Monday night. Foul on the play, but it's a deep team. We already talked about Stordahl and Jackson. Luke Dobler coming back from injury.
Yeah, he was a little cold the other night. I think he's just trying to get his legs under him.
Second game back, so yeah, and he had 8 points in limited time, so it doesn't sound like, it sounds like a lot for a lot of other players, but you're playing 16, 17 minutes and you get 8 points.
Yeah, Dobler, that guy, he's Kingma-esque.
That's not a bad way to describe him. He can do a little bit of everything.
Yep.
Yeah, Luke, obviously a player they want back at full strength before the district playoffs come rolling around.
Searles makes
Aaron
1 or 2
Caleb
there.
looked good the other night. I mean, that's just a deep team all around. 70-43 is our score. 27-point game. Capone, did he get it? He did not, but he definitely altered that shot. Scotty Forbes, left corner, goes up for the 3. And keep in mind, about 90 seconds ago out on the floor, Sammy Oliver shooting from that same spot had Capone come flying out of nowhere to block his shot. Capone almost did the same thing to Forbes. However, Forbes shot it a little further left, and in doing so, hits the top of the backboard. 3 ball up in the air and good for Liddell. Lead is back to 30.
I can see Capone coming up the court talking to the referee saying, I never touched that ball.
And we're going to get a brand new 5 coming in for Jackson. We're up by 30. Let's put the whole entire bench in right now. 4:29 to go. Brown, shoulder of the free throw line, misses it. Capone with another rebound.
Oh, difficult pass to Searles.
Searles floats that one up, misses the shot. Calvin coming down with a board. Now Vernon on the run. Brown 14-foot floater. Rolls off the front of the iron and out of bounds.
And that'll bring the bench in.
We're going to have 6 different players checking in, 5 of which are coming in from Jackson. Liddell picks up his 3rd. It's not going to matter. I think we're done seeing Liddell for the night. 4:12 to go. Nice round of applause there. 17 points unofficially, Ron. Does that sound right to you?
That's what I got, yeah.
For who?
For
Liddell.
Christian Liddell.
17 for Olsen.
First free throw up and in. Now let's see if we got this correct. So far this year in Jackson games, we've had an adrenaline fundraising player of the game, Ben Olsen on Friday night. Second free throw was missed. You've had a Christian Liddell earlier in the year.
Correct.
I think that was against Pilchuck, if I remember correctly. We've also given one to it's Kyle Bigovic, who isn't playing tonight. So those are the 3 you've given away thus far, right?
That's correct.
So we got to mix it up a little on a 29. I'll tell you what. I mean, we can.
I'll tell you who I'm thinking
I know.
about.
I think I have a feeling you and I are going to pick the same guy because he's been pretty amazing tonight.
Does it start with C?
His last name starts with a C and ends with an I.
I think it does.
And he's scoring a lot and he's grabbing a ton of rebounds. We don't have our head statistician here tonight, so we're not keeping rebounds, but Capone's got to be into double figures for those as well.
He is. Sure.
Cooper Smith, a little behind the back action. Corner shot for number 50. High arcing shot, misses it. Nice job to get the rebound. That's Sissom. Back out.
Yeah, I saw when that left his hand, he had too much mustard on it.
Too much mustard, not enough ketchup. Misses the shot. Other end of the floor, missed by Dutton. Ball bounces around. And Chapin's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Cooper Smith, his first foul. So what do we think? Is it a Capone night? Are we going to call that right now, or are we going to wait a few more minutes?
We can wait, but Capone's got 13 points and at least that many rebounds, I'm thinking, so he's looking good to me.
He's the leader in the clubhouse, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
We're not very good at keeping this in suspense, are we, Ron?
No.
What number is he?
It's number 44. It's that guy we're grabbing all the rebounds tonight.
He's got 4 fouls, too, so they count.
Now down to 3:17 to go here in the game. Jackson 3 minutes away from running their league record to 6-0. 3 ball up. Shot is missed. Offensive board coming down over the back. They're going to say jump ball.
Oh,
nice job by Isaac Grayson to get position on Chase Calvin.
Steve Landro was a long way away to call a jump ball on that one, or a held ball as they call it these days.
Long arching two ball missed. Another offensive board for Jackson.
This has got garbage time, isn't it? Here,
29-point game. You can call it what you. It's certainly not garbage time if you're just getting in the game, though. You want to get some points here. Grayson into the lane, blocked from behind by Brown. Brown comes away with the rebound, pushing it on the other end. Almost blocked. Nice job by Brown to get to the hoop.
That's a nice move by Brown.
Korab almost getting a block there. And the thing you have to point out about Jackson, these are guys that are coming off the bench, but if they're playing for just about any other team in this league, they're starting. This is a Jackson team that is extremely deep.
Well, all these kids have been in the game
too,
earlier, so it's not like they haven't been playing. So
long shot from outside for Smith. His teammates love it. Cooper getting on the board tonight, 76 points for the Timberwolves, a 30-point lead.
I think that's his 3rd attempt, but he finally made it. He got a big cheer from the bench there.
3rd time's the charm. Was that a game a couple of weeks ago where he had dunked the ball late in the game and the crowd just about blew the roof off this building?
What'd you say about the 84 points?
You're going to try it again. That was so fun.
You jinxed him there, Todd. Air ball on the 3 ball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the 84 is their high for the season, and with a minute 52 to go, 30-point lead, probably not going to see it, but you never know. We'll see what happens. Mount Vernon now putting a few of their bench players in. Again, they've got a tall task on Friday night to go home this evening and come right back down this way for Glacier Peak on Friday.
That won't be any easy game for them either.
Will not. Shot in the corner. Dutton misses it. Nice steal by Brown. He's still playing hard. You got to give him credit for that. This is a guy with a lot of pride, a very talented young sophomore.
Going to see a lot from him over the years.
You're going to see a ton from him. Shot from the corner, up and in. Count the 3. Liam Johnston with his first field goal of the night. He now has 4 for the evening. 76-49 is our score.
A little over a minute left to go here to get that 80-point mark you're talking about. I don't think it's going to happen.
No, the 84 was the mark. They're definitely not getting that at this point. To give anything out of respect, they're going to slow the game down a little bit. Korab, spin move, fader, misses it. Nice job by Grayson. Grabs the offensive board, lays it up and in. He now has 4 in the evening, 78-49. We're down to 48 seconds left.
I bet they'd like to hit 80.
They might.
You know what I mean? I mean, they look at the score and they're like, boy, that just look good.
Well, and again, when you got guys that are coming in and not playing, they played a little bit in the first half sparingly, but these guys want to showcase their talents here. And they know STSPN's in the house.
Absolutely.
Todd TV here tonight. Sammy
Oliver.
That's
been going around a lot lately.
Todd TV. You like it? I think that was an Ockett thing, wasn't it? Second free throw up and in. You gotta like the sound of that. I think you're enjoying it, right?
Well, yes.
If your name was Ron or Steve, it wouldn't work very well. So Todd TV it is. 34 seconds left in the game.
I don't know what that does to help with selling advertising, though.
It's more for the ego than the advertising at this point. Need to get you a shirt with that on the back of it. Baseline, looking to pass it out there. Sissom with a 3.
There we
go. He gets into the act. There's 81. 10 seconds to go, 30-point lead exactly. Brown with a three-pointer on the other end. Misses it. Grayson comes away with the rebound. Steve Johnson immediately yells to hold it. He does not want to rub it in. Hoiby wisely grabs the ball, locks it into his arms, and locks up the victory. Jackson with a win tonight. 81-51 is the final score. 6-0 on the year in league play. 9-3 overall. Mount Vernon, meanwhile, falls to 4-2 in league. 7-5 overall. And we're going to take a quick little break here, and when we come back, we will have our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game. You're watching STSPN.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Yeah, it's quiet, but I can hear.
And there he is, our player of the game, Joe Capone in the house. 13 points tonight. Joe, we didn't keep rebounds here at the table. Well, we're going to say you might have matched your rebound total with your points. You were quite the force on the boards. And more importantly, you get a 30-point win this evening. Talk a little bit about the first quarter of this game. That Mount Vernon comes out, they get a 4-2 lead, and we're starting to think that maybe this is going to be a thriller tonight. Then you guys kind of put your foot down.
Yeah, well, I mean, they came out strong. They took the lead, obviously, to begin with. But we came back fighting, and once we took the lead, we just decided we're not going to give it up.
You didn't let down on the throttle at all.
Yeah, that's what we were really trying to go for tonight.
And I've got to think for a guy like you, I mean, we've got you listed here at 6'4", but you almost play bigger than that in some ways. This is a Mount Vernon team that they don't have a lot of they have a lot of height at the guard position, but really their bigs down low. You got a fairly good size advantage there. You kind of licking your lips coming into this game knowing that, hey, this could be a nice night for me?
Yeah, well, our coach was talking about how we should really start working the ball inside more, and, I mean, obviously I love him saying that kind of stuff because that gets me the ball a little bit more. But, yeah, once we saw that we had the height advantage, I think we really – I mean, we've been working the ball inside more this game than we have in the past, so I think we used that to our advantage for sure.
Well, and it's a nice little problem to have because we always hear about not having enough of basketballs to go around. With Christian and Ben being able to score the way they do out on the perimeter and some of the other players as well, it is kind of nice when Coach says, hey, let's get the ball down low a little bit tonight, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially in a game like this when we have the opportunity to score from all over. Then when we really execute and can make it happen, that's when it comes together, and we obviously can win by 30.
Friday night, you guys had a 15-point lead on Glacier Peak at the half. Glacier Peak comes out in the second half and comes back to tie you guys. I'm wondering, did Coach say anything about that, or did he reference that game at halftime tonight? Because you guys had a 25-point lead at the break this evening, and you came out and I think scored 2 immediately baskets. Was it talked about that, hey, we kind of let off the gas the other night, let's not do that again this evening?
I mean, I think for us, GP, I mean, we're glad we won that game and everything, but I think that's in the past for us. We're really just trying to move on and play our game at the highest level we can.
I start to look at this roster and the number of players you guys rotate in, especially late in a game. We saw the 30-point lead, brand new 5 come in, and you guys really don't let up on the bench. It's kind of fun to watch this team and how they appreciate everybody's abilities and talents. Talk about what it's like when a guy like Cooper Smith fires up a 3 in the corner and you guys get all jacked up.
Oh, we always get so excited for our young guys on the team. I mean, they're great. We love them. We just really want to get them ready for when it's their turn.
Yeah, well, you guys had 9 threes out there in the game tonight, and you kind of balanced the scoring out between you and Ben and Jalen and Lindell. You know, so you were right in there, 13 points. I think Ben had 17, Jalen had 13, and Christian had 17. So kind of a nice foursome there to block things out with.
Yeah, and I mean, that goes back, again, to the size advantage we had. So Jalen was able to score, obviously, and I got the ball a little bit more than normal. Because, I mean, our size advantage was really helpful tonight, and I think that showed.
It was big indeed. Speaking of which, we're going to give you the shirt. We need you to hold that up and wear that proudly, too. It's the STSPN Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game shirt. Look at that big smile there. As big as some of those rebounds and shots tonight.
That looks great.
And now we're coming down the stretch here. You've almost completed the first round robin of league play. This has not been an easy league this year either, has it? I mean, you guys have certainly kind of turned it on a little bit, but on any given night, some of these teams can really step up. I know obviously tonight Mount Vernon not giving you as much of a challenge, but you're looking forward to the second half of the season as well?
Yeah, and we're expecting every team to come out hard against us because, I mean, I know that every team wants to beat us, but we just got to be able to match intensity and just do what we need to do.
Well, the target is definitely on your back indeed. Again, 81 points tonight, 81-51 victory. Joe, congratulations on a great game from
Thank
not
you.
only you but your teammates as well, and best of luck. You guys have Cascade coming up on the road on Friday.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, and we certainly appreciate Adrenaline Fundraising for all of their efforts in sponsoring that player of the game, and a very worthy player tonight indeed. Joe Capone having a nice night.
He did have a great night tonight. It wasn't the close game we thought it was going to be, but it was a battle out there all the way anyway. Just sort of point-wise, big 30-point spread was quite a bit.
And we got, look at it. I love this. Can we get this on camera? Joe and the family posing with that Adrenaline Fundraising shirt right now. Everybody enjoying that.
Hey.
The hero enjoying that shirt indeed. And yeah, a fun game. Not as close of a game as we thought it might be. And this is a Jackson team, and we've talked about it last year. We've certainly talked about it a lot this year. When they're clicking on all cylinders, they are scary.
Yeah, they're a good team. They're getting better, and it's kind of a tribute to this 4A league that these teams are pretty strong all the way around and the top end here. And I'm looking forward to these couple of rematches coming back again with these guys against Jackson against Glacier Peak again later in the year. So we've got some good games coming up.
Yeah, that'll be on January 30th. But before then, we've got other broadcasts. Again, Friday night, Todd Elvick, I want to make sure I get this right. Glacier Peak High School, Glacier Peak taking on this Mount Vernon Bulldogs team. And folks all season long can be turning in to STSPN.com. Not always 4 games per week like you did this week, but certainly a lot of other games coming up. And again, if you're a Jackson fan tuning in right now, at least 2 more of your games coming up, I should say, as later on in the month. The Glacier Peak game, the Monroe game probably on the 25th, and then certainly, Todd, you'll be covering these guys into districts as well. So stay tuned for those. And again, I appreciate everybody watching tonight. We'll sign off at this point. Ron Henthorne, always a pleasure.
Oh, my pleasure to be with you tonight.
Nice job.
Thanks to all the guys out in the big red truck making things happen for us, too.
Definitely. Without their assistance, we wouldn't be able to put this show on. And nice job, Todd Elvick, the 5-tool player. Getting the picture back on, showing that he's resourceful and he can come in the clutch and clean up whatever needs. He's like Joe Capone on a missed shot. He's in there to grab the rebound and go right back up with it. And Todd, you did an outstanding job. So again, thank you for watching tonight. From everybody here at STSPN, I'm Steve Willits. Have a great evening.
Good night, everybody.